How's it going, Monster Jam fans? I am here with the first Monster Jam award announcement of 2025. As always, this is the Fan Favorite Award, and you guys are going to vote for your favorite Monster Jam driver this season. You have exactly 1 month to do just that, alright? Voting just started earlier this morning at 8 a.m., and it will end on Monday, June 23rd at 11:59 p.m. And of course, the winner will be announced during this year's Monster Jam Award Show, which will happen on Thursday, July 3rd. As you can see here, we have a total of 56 drivers to choose from, so choose wisely and good luck. As promised, I'm going to be going over all of those drivers in alphabetical order by last name. So without any further ado, it's time to go over this extremely long list of drivers right now! Alright guys, so representing Arena Tour East, we have Kristen Anderson, driver of Gravedigger. Representing Stadium Tour West, we have Ryan Anderson, driver of Son of a Digger. Of course, we have your Arena Tour West champion, Weston Anderson, driver of Gravedigger. Representing Stadium Tour West, we have another Gravedigger driver, this one being Adam Anderson. Representing the International Tour, we have Brandon Arthur, driver of JCB Digatron, as well as Iron Man. Representing Arena Tour West, we have Alex Barden, driver of Earthshaker. Representing Stadium Tour West, we have Kayla Blood, driver of Sparkle Smash. Representing Stadium Tour East, we have Armando Castro, driver of El Toro Loco. Also representing that same tour, I have his autograph right here. We have Mike Christensen, driver of Vendetta. Representing Arena Tour Central, we have Matt Cody, driver of Gravedigger. Representing the International Tour, we have Miranda Kozad, driver of Thor. Representing Stadium Tour East, we have Kevin Crocker, driver of Megalodon. Of course, we have your Stadium Tour West champion, Tristan England, driver of JCB Digatron. Representing Stadium Tour East, we have Joe Foley, driver of Axe. Representing Stadium Tour West, we have Zach Garner, driver of Wildside. Also representing that same tour, we have his dad, Jamie Garner, driver of El Toro Loco, as well as Overboard. Representing Stadium Tour East, we have Cynthia Gautier, driver of Lucas Oil Stabilizer. Of course, we have your International Tour champion and Arena Tour East champion, Blake Granger, driver of Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Representing Arena Tour East, we have Mark Hall, driver of Raminator. Representing Arena Tour West, we have Tim Hall Jr., driver of Jurassic Attack. Representing Stadium Tour West, we have Bryce Kenny, driver of Monster Mutt. Representing Stadium Tour East, we have Jim Kohler, driver of Avenger. Also representing that same tour, and again, I have his autograph right here, we have his son, Chris Kohler, driver of Mayhem. Representing Arena Tour East, we have Kurt Kramer, driver of the now retired Ramunition, as well as Hotsy. Representing Stadium Tour West, we have Todd LeDuc, driver of Megalodon. Representing Arena Tour West, we have last year's winner, Brianna Mahan, driver of Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Representing Arena Tour Central, we have Fernando Martinez, driver of El Toro Loco. Of course, we have your Stadium Tour East champion, Tyler Menninga, driver of Gravedigger. Also representing that same tour, and again, I have his autograph right here. We have Camden Murphy, driver of Classroom Crusher, as well as the amazing Spider-Man. And Barry Musauer, driver of Zombie, as well as Black Panther. Representing Arena Tour Central, we have Angelina Knock, driver of Megalodon. Representing the International Tour, we have Peter Nyman, driver of El Toro Loco. Also representing that same tour, as well as Arena Tour East, we have Tony Oakes, driver of Thunder Rorus, as well as Iron Man. Representing Stadium Tour West, we have Nick Pagliarulo, driver of Kraken. Also representing that same tour, we have his brother, Michael Pagliarulo, driver of Excalibur, and their dad, Matt Pagliarulo, driver of Jester. Representing the International Tour, we have Charlie Pauken, driver of Megalodon, as well as Gravedigger. Representing Arena Tour Central, we have Triton Robbins, driver of Crazy Train. Also representing that same tour, we have his brother Montana Robbins, driver of Plain Crazy. Representing Arena Tour West, we have Corey Rummel, driver of Earthshaker. Also representing that same tour, we have Ashley Sanford, driver of Megalodon, and Cody Saucier, driver of Dragon. Representing Arena Tour East, we have MJ Solorio, driver of El Toro Loco. Representing Stadium Tour East, we have Colt Stevens, driver of Thunder Rorus. Representing Arena Tour Central, we have Jamie Sullivan, driver of Sparkle Smash, as well as Thor and Monster Mutt Dalmatian, which is up there actually. Representing Arena Tour West, we have Berto Trevino, driver of Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Representing Arena Tour East, we have Brandon Toluchka, Just Get Her Done 2. Also representing that same tour, we have his sister, Michaela Toluchka, driver of Megalodon. Representing the International Tour, we have Chelsea Van Cleve, driver of Thor, as well as El Toro Loco and Megalodon. Also representing that same tour, we have Mike Vaughters Jr., driver of The Amazing Spider-Man. Representing Stadium Tour West, we have Cole Vennard, driver of the Black Pearl. Representing Stadium Tour East, we have Dalton Widener, driver of Jurassic Attack. Representing Arena Tour West, we have Carson Williams, driver of Earthshaker. Also representing that same tour, we have Devin Winfield, driver of Velociraptor. Representing Arena Tour Central, we have John Zimmer Sr., driver of Zombie, as well as Uproar. And last, but definitely not least, of course, we have your Arena Tour Central champion, his son, John Zimmer Jr., driver of Terminal Velocity. And there they are, folks, your nominees for Fan Favorite Driver of the Year. Or should I say, the Fan Favorite Award. Like I said, folks, voting just started earlier this morning, and it will end next month. And the winner will be announced during this year's Monster Jam Awards show on July 3rd. So as usual, any ideas on which driver you think is going to win that award? Tell me in the comments down below. Alright? Well guys, it's safe to say that we are just getting started, aren't we? More award announcements are about to be expected in the coming weeks, alright? But for now, that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. And hey, if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, comment, and of course, subscribe to my channel. And also, if you're new here, just click on that notification bell and never ever miss a single upload. Bye-bye, everybody, and until next time, as always, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace!